I have nightmares like every single night, or at least I don't have full nightmares or night terrors, but I most certainly do dream every night, and I remember every single one. A lot of times I do wake up in the middle of the night in a hot sweat because I had some really freaking crazy dream. I don't remember all of them, but I remember a lot. I've heard a stat before that everyone dreams during their sleep, it's just that not a lot of people remember their dreams. Oh, no. I remember all of them. In fact, last night I had this really weird dream in which I wanted to become a letting agent because that's, in the end, where all YouTubers go. And so I'm going to view this really big house that I could eventually rent out to people. And there, coming out of the door, Tom Squaw Ridgewell. Tom Squaw. Tomska, wearing a little clipboard, he'd already hit up the house. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, looks like Evan's here. And he takes some people out of the house. And he's already freaking gotten it. That's my job, man. I wanted to do it. And so I was like, dang, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I go in, I view the house. The guy's trying to sell it to me so I can sell it to other people. And I'm like, I don't really get it, man. I don't know what's going on. And that's just one of my crazy dreams. I don't really think, like, dreams are that much interesting to any other people except for the people that have them. But I also had another dream 2 nights ago, which was really weird, which I wrote down, in which Dodie and I lived in my new house with a lot of people. One of those people was my mom, and one of those people was our friend Stevie. Now, Dodie had written a song about a word. The word was Farage. Farage, which meant a collection of things you're obsessed with. The label was like, yo, you need to find someone that is obsessed with something. We could pretend they're obsessed with Tom Hanks. And I was like, Dodie, what the heck? No, that's me. You don't have to pretend. I'm obsessed with Tom Hanks. It could be me. And so I acted in Dodie's music video dancing around Tom Hanks. It was an experience. So that's just another really weird dream I have, okay? These are just everyday, man. I can make so much content off dreams, except like I said, dreams aren't really that interesting to other people, just to the person that had them. But if you're an intense dreamer like me, which sounds a lot more inspirational than it is, then please tell me below, because I just feel like most people I talk to don't even dream at all at night, which is just weird to me. Thanks to Sam for asking the question if I frequently have nightmares. The answer, obviously, yes. Let's jump in to today's Q&A. The first question, which is obviously on your tongue, is, Evan, where are you this time? You're not in your new room, which you paid a lot of money for. I know. Why did I rent a room in London if I'm never there? Why am I moving my hands so much? I'm a flamboyant man. I'm currently in Gold Coast, Australia for another couple days. It is beautiful, it is sunny, it is nice. And then I'm heading back to London for one night before I go traveling again. But I'm in a hostel. It's pretty nice. I got this whole bed to myself. What's your favorite type of cake, bro? I like all cakes regardless of ingredients, flavors, sex, or gender. So I guess you could say I'm a pancake lover. No, actually, my favorite cake is ice cream cake. It kind of combines 2 of the best things, cake and ice cream. It's the best. Would you ever consider writing a book or going on tour? I mean, I'd really love to. I think this time last year, I'd mentioned that my goal was to write a book by the end of this year. That didn't really work. I literally travel so much and I've been doing so much in my life, I haven't had time to do that. And I also don't really have a team of admin people to help me get started on, I have no clue. I don't know where the first step is, man. I'm just a little boy in a room who wants to make puns. But also, I'd love to go on tour if I had some type of thing I could do. I honestly would go on tour and just tell lots of different stories and tell jokes and things. I think that'd be fun. Yet again, I just don't know how I would start with that. I have no help. Are you going to Germany anytime soon? And if so, where? Yes, I'm going to Munich literally in 4 days. I'll be there for Oktoberfest. This is my first Oktoberfest. I'm really excited. I've never been. It's been on my bucket list for like years, and now I get to go and practice all the German I've been using, strangely enough, in Australia. Also, I've got a German pun for you. Why are German horses always nearby? Because they're in der Nähe. In der Nähe. Bilingual puns are great for the very small amount of people that understand both languages. Favorite music at the moment? I really love the new Passion Pit album, Tremendous Sea of Love. I found it recently. I love all of Passion Pit's previous work, and this one just, it's so different and emotional, and oh my gosh, so many different sounds. It's beautiful. It's like a little massage for my ears, for my brain. I like it a lot. But I also recently found the XX, and there's some songs by them I really like a lot, as well as The Weeknd. Moving my hands so much under the camera, you don't even know what is going on. Which old bearded wizard would you rather wake up one day as, Gandalf or Dumbledore? Well, considering Gandalf is kind of a demigod in a way, Gandalf. Yeah, how do you make tea? Teabag in or out? I'm a lazy guy, okay? When I make my tea, I put the tea bag in, I pour the milk in, I walk out to the living room. I leave the tea bag in. If I want to make it special, I'll leave it in to steep for like 3 minutes, and then I'll come back, pull it out, put the milk in, do it the proper way. But for the most part, I leave the tea bag in. I'm okay with it being a little bit stronger. Don't tease me on my preferences. Do you miss the meme mansion? I mean, not really. I don't really miss having to climb 4 flights of stairs just to get to my room. That was probably the worst part about it. And I felt like no matter what, it was always dirty. Not that it was necessarily our fault, but I don't really like hardwood floors that much, and the whole place was just hardwood floors. Our new place has carpet. My room is carpet, and I always have it clean. Like when I come back from traveling on Sunday, I'm going to come back to a really clean room with a lot of closets and everything put away. Maybe it's because I'm taking care of it a bit more, but yeah, I just really like the way my new flat is. Do you think edge brownies or middle brownies are better? This is really tough. It depends on what type of mood I'm in. Most of the time, I'd say middle. Middle's just all that gooey goodness that I want from a brownie, but yet sometimes I do want that little bit of crust at the end. I'm gonna have to go with middle though. How's your trip to Australia? What stereotypes did you find were wrong? Honestly, I thought I was friends with a lot of Australians over here, but turns out not really, because no one's been referring to me as the C word, man. I thought that was how you talk to people in Australia. You just gotta throw that into conversation. People are like, oh, it's a nice guy. I'm pretty disappointed by this country. When are you coming to New Zealand? I feel betrayed. Honestly, I feel betrayed. I was meant to go earlier in the year, and then I was probably gonna go after this trip to Australia, because every time I go to Australia, I'm like, why not go to New Zealand? But I had so many other travel plans that I just couldn't do it. Sorry. I should gather a lot of my friends, and then Kiwi can plan a trip there in the future. Do you go to the library often? I used to as a kid. All the time. I used to be the nerdiest little boy. You'd find me in the library reading books every day. Not really. I wouldn't be reading the books, even though I did love reading. I would be playing RuneScape, because we only had one computer in our house, and sometimes I wouldn't be allowed to use it. So I'd be like, bye, Mom. I'm going to the library. And I would spend 4, 5, 6 hours a day in my library, sitting on the computer, playing RuneScape. Friggin' loved that. I don't regret any of that. I mean, sometimes that library would be closed. I'd walk 2 miles to get to another one. Man, I had hardship as a kid trying to get to a computer. RuneScape was fun. And what's really strange is this morning I got an email from Jagex, the company that makes RuneScape, and they were like, hey man, would you like a job trying to work for us for new stuff? And I'm like, that is so freaking strange. The world is strange. The world is strange. What's the first thing that came to your mind when you woke up today? Dang, I need to stop Tomska from taking all my flats. Think of a pun to do with Australia. Kangaroos are much beloved by all Australians. In fact, I think the animal is their pride and joey. Hey. How's that snoring going? It's gotten much worse. The other night, I'd had a little bit of alcohol and slept in a room with 8 other people, and I woke up with my throat feeling so raw and so much pain. It felt like there was a flap broken down there, and I was snoring so loudly that someone left the room and slept outside on the beach, which honestly doesn't sound like that bad of a thing. But I was trying to be woken up by people throwing stuff at me, and it didn't work. I just kept snoring. Man, I feel bad. I am gonna go to the doctor about it. I'm gonna update you when I do, when I'm finally back in London. Does living closer to Dodie mean more Dovin collabs? I mean, hopefully yes. I have a couple videos planned in my head that I'd like to do, but she's quite busy, just as busy as I am, so hopefully. Thoughts on the new iPhone X? I really don't like that notch that they have there. Like, I don't understand why they'd put that notch there, but I'm still gonna end up getting one because I have a 6S. It's bit like 2 generations ago, 3 kind of. I'd like a new phone at this point. My battery is so bad. How do you travel so much with a full-time job? I don't have a full-time job. Otherwise, I don't know what company would allow me to do that. I only work 2 days a week, and so when I'm traveling, I just save those 2 days for when I'm not traveling. I'll work 4 days a week the next week or something like that. And my company that I work for is pretty chill with that, and it works out for both of us. How do you manage different currencies for all the different countries you visit? I mostly use credit card. I have an American Express, and I just like to rack up the miles on that. But if I have to use cash, I get some, and then I always end up coming home with a bag full of change. I have 3 different bags in my room in a jar. One is like, oh, if I'm going to Europe, I've got these, or if I'm going to America, I got these, and I forgot my Australian change, so I've just been using credit card this whole time. What is the punest pun you've ever puned? I don't even know how to answer that. If you could only watch 3 films for the rest of your life, what would they be? Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. I think that sums it up. Make sure they're extended editions. Do you like water? Yes, water is like my favorite drink. I think it's a great drink. Agua. What do your German companions think of your German? Sie sagen, es ist jeder Tag verbessern. But even that's probably not 100% correct. But they do tell me every day my German is getting surprisingly better in terms of structure. I'm on this trip with 4 different Germans in Australia, and it's really helping me because I'm forcing myself to only speak to them in German, and they're subtly like correcting me in different ways. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've learned so much in this 1 week, more than I have in a year. It's mental. But yeah, they're very surprised with how good my German is. It's very nice to know that it's working. I can communicate in another language, albeit not the best, but understandable. Any advice for making friends when traveling alone? Stay at a hostel. Hostels are honestly really great places to meet other people. Every time I go traveling, I choose hostels because they're usually the cheapest option, and you get to meet loads of people in the common room or even in your room if you're sharing a bunk. It's a good excuse to make friends. What's your favorite underground line? This one comes with a story because my favorite underground line has a lot of memories attached to it. My first time writing it was when I was going to meet my friend Roisin. We were just internet friends, I'd never seen her before, and I was coming with my friend Polly, who had just come back from Ibiza, and that's the day when I met Polytan. Metropolitan. Definitely one of my worst. My favorite's the Victoria. Metropolitan. Anyway, that about does it for this episode of Ask Evan. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up. And you can subscribe because I make new videos every Sunday. Also, be sure to check out my travel vlogs, doing a lot from Australia, Germany, and then Switzerland. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.